Good.
Hi, everyone. My name is Bridget Richardson. I'm the Assistant Director of Ecumenical and Pastoral Initiatives at the Nesty Center for Faith and Culture at University of St. Thomas in Houston. And I'm here with Director General Peter Chin. He's with the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in Houston. So, Director General, thank you so much for joining me today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and our conversations are usually done in Zoom. This is a little different, so we're on Skype. So thank you so much for working with me in the technology with Skype.
My pleasure.
Yeah, and so we'll just jump right into it. So what has it been like during COVID-19 for the cultural office and for your work? What have you been having to do differently?
I think we also have to follow the regulation that asked by the state government and city government to stay at home and practice social distancing. So all my colleagues are rotating to go to the office and some work at home.
Okay, great. And, with the Taiwanese we were talking about beforehand, there's this foundation called the Tzu Chi Foundation. So tell us a little bit about Tzu Chi and what you do. I was introduced to it through Father Ben and his connection to Taiwan. And Tzu Chi is just absolutely incredible. The work that you do is amazing. So maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm also proud of Tzu Chi Foundation from Taiwan. And in the combat of COVID-19, a lot of association or people in our community provide efforts, including Tzu Chi. I think first when they learned about the virus outbreak in January, they start providing food, providing assistance to people in need. And I think in March, the virus start people start notice the virus in United States, especially in some area that covered by the southern region that the headquarters located in Houston, for example, like Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Texas. And the southern region office, they start to provide PPE to all different kinds of location. For example, hospital, nursing home, police station, fire station, senior apartments. Even they reach out to some struggling family and visit them individually to provide spiritual and financial support. And they expect to receive a container of instant rice, instant noodles, and face masks in late May. And then they will distribute those tours or those supply for people in need. And they told me that Tzu Chi members in 60 countries have donated their time and efforts to people in need, and more than 50 countries have received their aid.
That's incredible. When you think about the reach of Tzu Chi and when you're talking in terms of countries, the impact is truly global. Wouldn't you say that?
Yes, I think just as everybody say in the combat against COVID-19, it needs collaboration of state or government agencies and also local communities and also associations.
Great. And how, I know Tzu Chi is really good at the logistics of it. So how have you had to work logistically in doing this and strategically? And how is it different than when you are in a natural disaster time? How is this different for y'all?
Yeah, during our conversation, I think they bring up a point that in the past they faced visible enemies. They know where to go and who is the enemy to deal with. But this time, coronavirus is an invisible enemy. So they also have to protect them, all the volunteers. So it's quite a different way to dealing with the issue this time.
And so how are you communicating that too when you don't have a physical thing? That's so interesting because it is a different obstacle, right? How is your team communicating and navigating that?
I think first they come up with a drive-through supply to provide masks, and so that's like they have to protect their volunteers first, and then also educate their volunteers to educate the people how to protect themselves and protect other people. So it's kind of a different way to provide assistance. But before, they probably just provide assistance directly, go to the area and start distribute help. But this time, probably they have to be cautious about because it's highly infectious nature of the virus.
Yeah, and with Tzu Chi, it's all based on volunteerism, right? So all these people are putting themselves in this effort, and they're all doing it volunteering. So what does that look like?
Yeah, because they highly count on volunteers. So first of all, they have to help the volunteer to know how to maintain good health behavior, how to comply the guidelines, for example, social distancing. And when you engage social distancing, how you help people. So like wear mask during the time when they provide assistance. So I think it's kind of different from before.
Okay, and in your opinion, your volunteers, you coach them and your team forms them on how to show love, in the real spirit of Tzu Chi and why it was created. How has Tzu Chi continued to show that love during the pandemic through the volunteers and through the way that you're educating people on, safe practices and also giving them PPE like you had mentioned?
Yeah, I think provide all the stuff you need is one way, and the other way is to help people to maintain inner peace. The way that Tzu Chi dealing with people is to bring peace and breath to people around them, and also help people to grow their inner peace. Because I think it's very important at this moment, especially, it's a tough time to everybody to stay at home, to practice social distancing with their lover, with their close relatives, and that sometimes will grow uneasy, upset, or sometimes they will have some affliction or conflict. Yeah, so it's very important for people to know how to maintain inner peace, to bring like all the goodwill to other people, although physically separated between people.
Yeah, I like what you're talking about with inner peace. What are ways that you're trying to show your volunteers to keep that inner peace, and also people that you're serving to make sure that they maintain inner peace?
I think that's one of their goals. For example, like to speak good words, to do good deeds, to think of good things. I think if you always practice that, then you will maintain inner peace.
Beautiful. And is there anything else that you'd like to add about Tzu Chi's efforts, or even the cultural office in Houston, to help people remember that, keep inner peace, protect yourself and do things wisely, but also, maintain that inner peace, because that's what goes out into the world, and that's what people are really thirsting for is peace.
Yeah, I think one way to maintain inner peace is to help each other, and especially at this moment, because no one can combat COVID-19 by himself, or even no country can stop it alone. So every country have to collaborate and cooperate each other. And so that's why not only Tzu Chi provide help to the people they need, and also a lot of association, for example, like Taiwanese Association, Taiwanese Chamber of Commerce, or JCCAA, or Business Women's Association from Taiwanese community, also provide a lot of help and donate PPE to facilities that they need. And I think through all those good deeds will also create inner peace and also create harmony among people. And I think that's also, as I mentioned before, my office has honored to deliver Taiwanese donation of surgical face masks to 5 states that covered by my office recently. Each state we provide 100,000 surgical face masks to help them to strengthen the frontline workers or medical personnel to help them combat the COVID-19. I think that's another way to show peace, to show love to people, and to combine the public and private sector's efforts to work to combat COVID-19 together. And also, that's also one way that we showing that Taiwan is helping the world for global health efforts.
Yeah, and in Taiwan, the virus hasn't hit Taiwan as hard as a lot of other places in the world. Is that right?
Yeah, I think we are so proud, and although sometimes we still upset because we still have some casualty, but despite the highly infectious nature of this virus and our approximately of the source, Taiwan actually doing pretty well. We have only 441 cases, and 408 of them already recovered. And we have 23 million people. So compared of the population, we are doing very well. We really prevent a major outbreak. And that's all thanks to the tireless efforts of our medical personnel and all the people who are on the front lines against COVID-19.
Well, that's wonderful. And I know a lot of your volunteers, too, have been on the front lines and are on the front line in that way. So thank you so much for your efforts, for Tzu Chi, for everything that y'all are doing to help people keep that inner peace and to maintain that harmony, but also the very practical things that you're doing with giving people PPE and just showing them that, here's how you can take care of yourself, but also be a wonderful citizen of the world, really.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the members of Tzu Chi and all the members in our community willing to help each other in this difficult time. And I'm happy to join them. Last week, I actually joined JCC AA to donate food to Memorial Hermann Hospital and also PPE. And just this week, I joined them to donate $40,000 to Houston Food Bank to help people who counting on Houston Food Bank's service. So I'm really proud of my community, and actually, I think not only my community, a lot of people, they provide assistance, provide help to each other. I think that's just as Governor says, Texans help Texans. So I'm really proud of them, and I'm happy to join them. And I hope more people will come out and help each other. And before that, people have to maintain personal good health behavior, to comply all the guidelines, wear masks in the public area, practice social distancing, help themselves and help other people.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Director General, for joining me today. And I can't wait to post this and share the story of Tzu Chi and all the great things that your office is doing. So thank you so much for having this conversation with me.
Thank you, Bridge. I'm really happy to share my view.